really understand that students aren't just students. That it's really, when you come here, and this is how I was treated when I was an undergraduate too, that it's about, and I'm looking at you as a student, as a full person. So you're not just the person in your classes, you're the person to your roommate, you're a person to your family and to your kin, to your friends here, your friends back home. You're a voter. You have a lot of different identities, and part of our job is to help you figure out how they all meld.
It's interesting when students come to a campus, when you're recruiting students, they will oftentimes say, why did they choose a certain school? And they'll say it felt right. And a lot of times, meaning feel right, you look around, you see other students like you see students you want to be with, and that's what sells you on the institution. Continue to focus on helping students succeed, and in many cases students who aren't sure they can succeed in college. A lot of them are first-generation college students, which is what Frostburg has always been about. And what they're interested in doing is coming to a place to find out, again, is this going to be the career changer for them, help them in a way that it hasn't happened before. And when I talk to alums, many of them will talk about the fact that if it hadn't been for Frostburg, they wouldn't be successful today. So one of the things I'm proud of is the fact that we're continuing that mission, that we're not here for the elite, the privileged students who have their choice of going to a Ivy League school, but these are individuals who are going to make a difference in the world because they work hard, they're motivated to do well. And that's one of the two things.
So I think there should be more diversity on campus because there's not many professors that are any other race besides white. In my 4 years of being here, I've only had one black professor, and it was for human geography. And I'm an education major with minors in Spanish and African American studies. And one of the reasons I wanted to be a teacher is to be able to have my students relate to me more than rather just having all white teachers. I think Frostburg can't really advertise that they're diverse because when they have a very diverse student population and they don't have teachers that represent them or that they can identify with, being that most of them are white. And I just feel like teachers or students relate more to their teachers when they can identify with them. So I think Frostburg needs to do better at recruiting and maintaining black professors in order for their students to feel more welcome.
Black faculty on this campus are very important to me. Report after report after report has been done nationally, and there are actually students on this campus studying this issue to prove that students are more successful when they have someone to go to who looks like them, who has similar backgrounds to them, who can connect with them on that personal level, and also to model for them the road to success. So yes, it's important to me that we increase that number so that the students here can be comfortable, be productive, and leave here happy.
Because again, we recognize the diversity of our student body. We want more faculty that look like our students. We want that variety, that diversity, because it's important. Students are looking for mentors. I mean, I'm sure you do in terms of your thing. You look up to certain professors, and you can say, okay, this is things I've learned from this particular professor or whatever. So we are trying to find those faculty. We already request, because one of the things we highlight in all our ads is that we are a very diverse campus. It's getting the people here to see the campus and then understand it and say, okay, this is what we want. And fortunately for us, we have Dean Williams, who's a woman of color. We have Ms. Arlene Cash. We have Leon Wyden, VP for Administration and Finance, all individuals of color who have said to us, they can open up doors. They can bring people. And again, much like when you come to campus and you're looking around to see, is this the right place for me? Faculty who come here look around and say, do I see anybody who looks like me? And if they do, they're likely to say, okay, this is a place that values me for who I am, and this may be a place where I want to be. I mean, that's that second part of saying, is this a place that I want to be able to, would want to be and be able to raise a family? And for a lot of the administrators we brought in, administrators of color, I'm very pleased. We brought in administrators of color. We've brought in more women into the administration. We've also brought people of gender diversity and identity into the campus. I'm very proud of what we do with all the student groups. But what we find with the faculty when they come here and they see this, we're many cases our own faculty are our best recruiting tools. And so when they can relate and they see the fact that there's a commitment on the part of the administration to have administrators of color, it's more likely to say, yes, this is what will be valued. Because that is, everybody wants to be valued where they are. And we got to make sure that we're communicating that the diversity is something we do value here. We want more inclusion. And there are faculty of color out there who really do have as their mission to help other students of color succeed. And so this is a great place for them to do that.
All right, then we go over to 323, and the things they carry are related to other things now, right? So we have to go, this one's a little harder. It doesn't say like right in the first sentence, here's what they are. So to carry something was to hump it, as when Lieutenant Jimmy Cross humped his love for Martha up the hills and through the swamps, right? And then, so what is this whole section here on 323 on to 324? What are they talking about there? What's being carried?
Remembering.
Okay, so you get some personal memory, but you have objects that have memories, right? So I'm going to call them sentimentalized.
It's some, I would say part of that could be due to some of the same issues that Black students experience. Even though we have the diversity, we have the numbers, there has not been a sufficient cultural shift that will reflect those changes in numbers. And so that's something we're trying to work on now. That's where that inclusion piece comes in. You can't bring in people of these different identities into a pretty white race identity cultural environment and expect them to feel comfortable and belong, a sense of belonging. That's assimilation, and I think we left that behind some time ago. Just acknowledging that all these different cultures have value and have a place, and so creating that cultural shift. The faculty in the departments that are currently here, increasing their own cultural competency levels critical. And that's something we're actually looking at right now. How to provide the professional development opportunities so that they can become culturally competent, which will allow them to create an environment where diverse faculty can come into their department and students can major in their various majors and succeed. So it's a cultural shift, basically.
A little arrow down here. Okay, so Ted Lavender is afraid. Who else is afraid? Where else did we see fear come up? Because someone was saying, well, Jimmy Cross is afraid. Jimmy Cross is distracted.
Well, bare minimum's not good enough, because I want to retain faculty, period. Faculty who are performing, I want them to stay here. So there are strategies that we can engage to help retain faculty of color or otherwise historically oppressed populations within a discipline, right? Again, like engineering or something like that. And it is about being more than just sort of friendly. It's about really being thoughtful about including people in social outings and so forth. And trying, frankly, to recruit administrators of color as well, so that that we can have a community where folks can share. The University System of Maryland, through some of the institutions, are really trying to build communities like that, and are willing to partner with us to build sort of maybe virtual support communities. Folks in Salisbury have some of the same issues that folks out here have in terms of feeling welcomed in the community, and just, you know, someone looking out to make sure they've had a good day. So I really do want to build some of those support structures.
Okay. Because